At Nissan of Silsbee, did you know that we have a complete service department? Whether you need detailed mechanical work or just a $12.95 oil change, we can handle it for you. And we rent new Nissans. And we rent to everybody. Get a 3-day weekend for just $99 or rent it longer.
And of course, we sell. Get a 2011 Nissan Altima for just $199 per month or get a great deal on a certified pre-owned vehicle.
But best of all, at Nissan of Silsbee, we're making deals the Silsbee way.
JPY SportsSpeak Sports, where we talk sports and a few other things, quite a few things, including the Bragg Ghost we talk about. Happy to have Coach Lynn Bilberry. You know anything about the Bragg Ghost?
I've heard a little bit about it, JP.
You haven't been out there yet?
I went out there one time, scared my wife, so we didn't go back.
No kidding. That's pretty good, that's pretty good. Lynn Bilberry, tell me about it, Lynn. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school, JP, in Lamesa, Texas.
Lynn, go ahead.
Lamesa High School Golden Tornadoes.
Where is Lamesa from where?
Lamesa is due south from Lubbock, 60 miles.
There you go.
24 miles north of Big Springs.
There you go. Yeah, I've been through that time or two, yeah. Lynn, you have so many things that you have done in your life that I don't really know what to call you. Maybe I'll just call you Coach.
That worked.
Did you coach?
I did coach.
Tell me about that.
Matter of fact, Coach Alvin Crater, the athletic director at Lumberton, I coached him. He still calls me Coach.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
Who's that now?
Alvin Crater, the athletic director at Lumberton High School.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
He still calls me Coach. And it's a funny thing sometimes, JP, when I'll be out there watching the practice football,
yeah,
he'll come over the side and he calls me Coach, and all the kids are looking at me because they know me as principal. He's calling me Coach. They wonder what's going on.
Oh, there you go. Well, where were you principal?
I'm a principal right now at Lumberton High School.
Come on. I thought you was retired.
No, I'm not retired. Still
You're
working.
not old enough, are you?
No, got 3 more years.
3 more years?
3 more years. I'm hanging up.
If I was smart, if I wasn't an Aggie, I could figure out what that is, but I'm kind of confused. No kidding. Now, how did it, because you just got back from Iraq or somewhere.
I was in Haiti last year for 6 months.
Well, how can you be the principal and be in Haiti?
Well, actually it was year before last, I guess I should say that, JP.
Okay. Let's get it straight now. I don't want to mix anything up.
I was a principal at the junior high, and I was deployed, left there in January, and went to Haiti, and came back in July, and was principal of high school last year.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You know how time gets away from you.
Isn't that the truth? You coached in Silsbee.
I didn't coach in Silsbee. I was a counselor and assistant principal in Silsbee. But I officiated a lot and was at a lot of games. Saw your face at all of them.
Did you help Ted Tate referee sometime? Umpire? What were you doing?
I officiated a lot of Ted Tate's basketball games in Kunitz, and I umpired with Ted in baseball.
Huh.
Ted and I worked together. Many games. Lots of playoff games.
Ted was quite a ball player himself, wasn't he? Ted,
yes,
you
sir.
know what was? Tell me about him.
Ted was an outstanding catcher.
Catcher.
Yes, sir.
Too little.
No. Ted had a mighty arm. Just a great all-around player, but he was a great catcher. And I think that's what made him a great umpire. He knew exactly what was going on behind the plate. When he was behind the plate, he was in control as an umpire, and he took care of things and made great calls.
Yeah. Ted's not feeling too well today. I hope to get him on an interview.
Well, I haven't seen Ted in years.
He's not feeling too well, but he told me that he'd try. I think he told me he'd try, and I kind of... Okay, all right, you played college ball sometime?
Yes, sir.
Was that football?
Yes, sir. Played football at Howard Payne University in Brownwood, Texas.
That Brownwood, now that's way down toward Metro, isn't it?
No, that's up in Central Texas, up by Abilene.
Oh,
Brownsville's south.
Okay.
Brownwood is in Central Texas. At Howard Payne University is a Southern Baptist school.
Okay.
Played 4 years of ball there. Served on a conference championship team.
Okay.
Played a game in the Olympic Stadium in Mexico City.
Oh, no kidding.
Played in the Cowboy Bowl in Oklahoma 1 year. And was all conference 1 year as a place kicker. And just had a great career.
Yeah, after that, I believe you played a little professional ball.
I tried out with the Houston Oilers the year that Tony Fritsch had his best year ever. I was cut from there. I was also Earl Campbell's rookie year.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You played with him?
I didn't play with him, but I was on the team until I got cut.
Uh-oh.
I got cut in July, right before we went to training camp, and then I got the job in Lumberton as a coach and been in this area ever since. Back in '79 is when that happened.
My goodness, yeah. And you've been in Lumberton or Silsbee in the schools.
Yes, sir.
And you talk about the military service. Which service is it that you're associated with?
United States Army.
In the Army Reserve? Is that
Army Reserve, yes, sir.
Tell me about that experience. Were you? How come you're in the Army Reserve?
Well, JP, I've always felt that it was honorable to serve your country, and I felt like I owed the government, I owed the United States something. So I enlisted when I was 29 years old in the Army Reserve. Went off to basic training, went in as a direct commission, got in, finished up all my training, and my commission was denied. And I said, well, I didn't get in for it for rank, I got in for it for the benefits. So I stayed in all these years. Right now I'm a sergeant major in the United States Army, E9, as high as I can go. I'll retire next April and reap the benefits of the 31 years I put into the military. I've served in 3 different conflicts, served in Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring, and in Haiti.
My goodness. Ooh.
It was.
Something funnier happened. One of the funniest things ever happened to you in your life? Let's get to some fun thing.
I think one of the funniest things that ever happened in my life, I guess, probably happened when I was umpiring. And I was calling in Port Neches and Nederland in the Astrodome one year with a 4-man crew, great group of umpires. One of the umpires was on the infield between second and third. There was a ball hit to the third baseman. Third baseman took the ball and threw it to second base and hit the umpire right in the back. Ended the whole thing. Of course, everybody's screaming and hollering about, it was interference and all that. Well, umpires can't interfere.
Yeah.
It was just, that's what happens.
Yeah.
But it was funny because we talk about that as
wasn't you,
umpire.
didn't it?
No, it wasn't me. I was behind the plate.
Okay.
But hit one of my cohorts in the back. And of course, both coaches, hooping and hollering and screaming, interference and all this. But it wasn't. It was embarrassing for the umpire, but it was funny on our part of the side to see that the guy was out of position and took his eye off the ball. Because what have you been told all your life? Keep your eye on the ball.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do as an umpire.
Yeah.
And he took his eye off the ball and got hit in the back.
Oh.
Ended the play and caused lots of controversy.
All right.
And you can imagine Nederland and Port Neches, they love each other anyway.
Yeah. You mean, wait a minute now. Whoa, wait a minute, Nederland for PNG. I thought they'd together, PNG.
Well, that was a quarterfinal game. It was going to depend on who went to state.
But wait a minute. I thought Port Neches Groves and Nederland are different places.
Yeah,
right.
right,
Okay.
right. Yeah, they'd gotten to that level where whoever won that game was going to go to Austin.
Oh, Lordy. It was an important game. All right. Well, in that case, maybe I should ask you
I can tell you another one.
Tell me now.
I'll tell you another one. While I was in Afghanistan, I was a pay agent. And
Pay agents, you had the checks. You give them checks or money?
I had cash money.
Oh.
I paid all the contractors. I paid all the carpenters we had employed. I paid all the people that did sanitary services for a hospital that we supported. And when I was there, I had flown back home to K2, Karshi-Kahanabad, Uzbekistan, to clear all my bills, all my money. And the financial officer at the time had changed hands, and he said I needed all my continuing contracts, copies of them, before he could clear me. Well, sir, I said, my continuing contracts are in Afghanistan. He said, well, you've got to go back and get them. I said, oh, you know how hard it is to get back to Afghanistan? He said, yes, sir, I do. And I said, okay. So I waited for a plane to go to Afghanistan. Finally caught a plane about 3 days later.
Not a military plane now.
Military C-130.
Okay.
It's probably 140 degrees. Of course, we're full body armor, Kevlar, locked and load weapons, the whole 9 yard on the plane. And I'm on the plane, and the load master's going through his checklist to see what all's going on. He says, how many of you people on here are going somewhere other than Mazar-i-Sharif? And I raised my hand. He said, where are you going? I said, I'm coming back to K2. He said, no, you're not. We're not bringing anybody back. And I said, okay. He said, well, you going to get on, stay on, or are you going to get off? I said, I'm going to stay on for the ride. So, because I knew there were other guys coming out. So we get down there and we offload the trucks and we get everything off. We've got to unload. And we're doing a paper manifest on the tarmac out there, writing people's names on a piece of paper that are going to get on the plane and go back. And I get back on the plane, and the load master says, well, I guess you were right. I said, I knew I was going to come back. And but we had to go to Kunduz, the next stop. Kunduz was probably twice as bad as Mazar-i-Sharif as far as combat and them shooting at us. And I was hating that so bad because I just thought we were going to have to offload the plane, protect the plane. We're going to get shot at. It's 140 degrees. It's just not good. So got on the plane. I wasn't feeling well anyway, and I just went to sleep. And load master come by and says, Sergeant, I need you to help me. I need you to come hold the brakes on this vehicle. I said, we're not offloading any vehicles in Kunduz, are we? And he said, no, we didn't have to go to Kunduz. We're back at K2. I said, oh, hallelujah, thank you.
Lordy. No, okay. I'm thinking now maybe. Did I ask you the best decision you ever made in your life?
The best decision I ever made, JP, was to go to school, to college. I'm the first person in my family to ever graduate in college. And I stayed with that, and I went into the military. I had an opportunity to go into the military between my junior and senior year in ROTC. And I had pulled a hamstring, had a blood clot in my leg, and couldn't play football that year. And I thought about just dropping out. And then, of course, they said, well, you can always start back. And I said, no, in my mind, if I stop, I'll never come back. And I decided to stay in school. And that's the best thing I've ever done in my life, where everything's been coming through what I did in school and education and working with different people in education.
Okay. And your family, most all of them still up around La Mesa?
I have a lot of family in the Lubbock area, in the Spur area, and Abilene area. A lot of family in that area. Most of them all up in West Texas, we call it.
Tell me something. You got an organization you support and you need a little publicity?
Well, I think that the Pink Ribbon for Women's Breast Cancer Association is a good cause. I think a lot of people do not get the support they need in that area, and I think it's gotten better in the last maybe 10 years, where they get a little more treatment and a lot more testing and a lot more identification than they've had. I think that's probably the best one going around, is anything to do with cancer, more or less. You know, we've just about whipped a lot of cancer in America's time. And I think we'll continue. We've got the best cancer facility in the world right next door to us over in MD Anderson. And, you know, they do a lot of wonderful things.
Lynn Bilberry, coach, principal, teacher, football player, all the whole works, a military man. And listen, I'm certainly happy that you came and told us all this.
Well, good to be here, JP. I appreciate the invitation.
JP White, SportsSpeak Sports, where we speak sports. Pretty much so. We had a good sports talk. Sometimes we talk about something else, you know. But anyhow, JP with Lynn Bilberry. Happy to have you. JP White, SportsSpeak Sports. Come back the next time. We'll have another one for you.
Thank you, JP.